Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
I have received some feedback from the RealNet on our potential candidates for Season 7
Interpret
of Retro.
the data for me.
I am interpreting the data. This is more like let's call it a word cloud interpretation.
Vibes-based interpretation.
Vibes-based interpretation based on the comments on patreon.com/retroam and the sentiment that we unscientifically measured in our Discord server. The greatest sentiment in the Patreon comments for a Season 7 game is Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Namely because, well, people like it. And also, I guess we talk about that game a lot. Every now and then it comes up in our conversations.
I don't know that Lunar is a major reference, but we do have a lot of Magic Emperor Galleon references.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 to 6 per season.
Probably more than the average, a video game book club podcaster. We probably bring that game up more. Also, a lot of sentiment for Shadow Hearts. People really want us to do that because I guess it's full of wild shit that would be funny to hear us react to, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know a single thing about Shadow Hearts other than we should probably play Kudelka too.
And the other thing that I see a lot is Skies of Arcadia and, of course, Earthbound.
I would love to play Skies of Arcadia and Earthbound in all these games.
A couple of folks even brought up like a light, airy, fun adventure would be a nice change of pace for what we've been doing lately.
A Terranigma. Well, actually, no. Terranigma was not light and airy.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, its initial vibes are light and airy, but yeah, I get what you're...
Chris, how's the pulse on Xenosaga 2? I'm so surprised that doesn't come up more often.
Xenosaga 2 was kind of right there in the middle.
Okay.
We didn't get a ton for Phantasy Star, Persona 2, or Vagrant Story. The thing I found interesting about the Vagrant Story responses were like, I really want to do this because I know Eric really wants to do it. People would say that, which is very nice. And other people would say, I really want you all to do Vagrant Story because I know Eric would suffer.
Oh, that's good.
So people either want you to be happy or suffer. So there's a nice, yin and yang.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work away, toil in the content mines to produce whatever's next. I want to play Vagrant Story mostly because now I'm curious what Matsuno did next.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what lessons he learned from this. Yeah. And he's like, I want to do a box pushing.
Yeah. And of course, like I said before, Earthbound is coming up a lot. I think we are on a collision course with Earthbound. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, Earthbound too, but I think Earthbound also has Final Fantasy VII disease where it's been done so much by everybody that I just assumed like no one wants to hear about it anymore, but I would love to play Earthbound.
Yeah, I think the quirkiness would be great. And one person even wrote that they would like to hear us cover Earthbound because they appreciate that we don't necessarily glaze up every game that we play. And a lot of Earthbound coverage is like,
Oh, just people who love the game.
It's very much fandom oriented, I guess you could say.
Which is fine. I mean, people can get into the things they like.
No, that's fine. But I think some people are like, there's not enough criticism.
Tell me what grinds your gears about this game, Chris.
Yes. Top 4 or 5 games, sentiment-wise, Lunar, Shadow Hearts, Skies of Arcadia, Earthbound, Xenosaga. Those are the top 5. And I think we want to nail it down to 4 so we can do a final 4.
So cut one right now? Is that what you're telling me?
If you have strong feelings about it, then I would say go ahead and cut one right now.
Read them off again.
Lunar, Shadow Hearts, Skies of Arcadia, Earthbound, and Xenosaga Episode 2. Are you ready for Xenosaga Episode 2? Do you want to do that?
Xenosaga 2 is the first one I would cut there because I think other people, the popular sentiment is with the other game. Well, actually, I would assume more people want Xenosaga than Skies of Arcadia, but Skies of Arcadia is my secret champion, so I don't want to cut away my secret champion.
At least in this unscientific poll, Skies of Arcadia came up more than Xenosaga.
Okay, yeah. So I must go with the science. And for the record, I'll be happy to do any of these games. That's why we put them up there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And so Lunar, Shadow Hearts, Skies, and Earthbound?
Sure.
No Xenosaga.
No Xenosaga for this round.
No Xenosaga for this round.
No Xenosaga for this round.
Most of these games, though, are relatively short, so we're going to be in the midst of doing...
I like 30-episode seasons. It's fine.
Variety is the spice of life, right? Is that what they say? Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast about classic Japanese role-playing games where we discuss them, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 6. It's Final Fantasy Tactics. My name is Chris, and I'm joined today by Eric. Hello.
Hello, what's up?
Hey, nice to see you once again. I appreciate you bringing your physical presence to my physical basement for yet another episode of Retrograde Amnesia.
I love spending time in your cool basement studio in the hot summer.
You know who's not in our basement? It's the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on a secret video feed at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the FikeNet, who maintained 120 frames per second and 4K resolution in Penny's big breakaway.
Initializing FakeNet.
Every time I swing the yo-yo, I wish it was crushing your skulls.
Did she do that on her Steam Deck?
I don't think so.
I mean, on our PC.
On her personal computer?
Yeah.
Her Mac OS? I don't think so.
Oh.
But she really likes momentum-based platformers, and I don't think that I do.
Oh, yeah, I don't really think I do either. I almost bought that game like 6 times and I never did.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
There's
You
other
hate
games.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not having a great time with Penny, but I like it enough to finish it. How about that?
Okay. I'll take it.
It's too fucked up for its own good.
Yeah, that'll play.
You know what else is fucked up? Getting in fights on the roof.
Wait, hold on.
What?
You know what else is fucked up, Eric?
Court of Appeals.
The Ye Olde English Court of Appeals, in which we must accept appeals from our patrons at patreon.com/retroam on Ye Olde English insults that we may or may not have missed in previous episodes.
Now, was this something that is described in those journals that Ramza writes that we don't necessarily cover, or is this something that we actually said out loud and didn't power rank?
This is something that we actually said out loud and did not power rank.
Okay,
so I
hit me.
will read you the note here. This comes from a person named, no longer the longest name on Patreon, but still quite long. Brevity is this, and then it cuts off. Thank you, that person. In episode 14, at approximately 34:45 timestamp, quote, "The man is not, but boasts in swagger."
Oh, yeah.
So that's like saying,
This guy's full of shit.
this guy's is shit. He is shit. He's nothing but shit.
Blowhard, windbag.
So I think that's good enough. I think
That's
it's
all right.
I think it's pretty good.
It's a little outside the box, but it still qualifies as an insult.
It is definitely an insult. So I'm gonna press the button.
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Olde English Insults Power Ranking.
I'm gonna start the conversation at number 16. He soils our name, dogs my every move.
I like that a whole lot. That's number 16?
Yeah.
I think it should be higher.
We can. I mean, we're going to go back and look at this towards the end. So,
Yeah.
and we can rewrite.
I mean, there's
things.
nothing necessarily ye old English about that, but it is cutting and personal.
Yeah, like you shit. Yeah, you shit on my name. Like
Yeah.
your existence makes my name shit. So you think this one goes below it?
I think so, yeah, just because I really like that one. But I also think that one should be higher, but it's not the argument for right now.
Okay, Thrall of the Church.
I think it's above Thrall the Church.
Okay, so right that
Yeah, right there.
Nestle it right in between those two. Okay, the man is not but boasts and swagger. Will go in at number 17.
And honestly, servant of the church isn't necessarily an insult, but if you're like, fuck this stupid church, then it is.
Yeah, when the church is full of Satans, then
Yeah.
Thrall of the Church is quite something. Okay, so now we're up to 25. Let's read them. Gallant, fool, cur, whelp, cull, ungrateful, wretch, mongrel, churl, thrall of the church. This man is not but boasts and swagger. He soils our name, dogs my every move. Clod, squealer, common maid, wench, courtesan, such wretches, moppets, whoresons, worthless fool of a son, whoreson dog, lackwitz, vulgar knave, milksop rabble, common footpad, and of course, you've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter saw you sired.
And we're back on top of Riovanes Castle roof. Music Requiem plays. The
Ooh.
background sky gradient has changed. We're now staring at a fuchsia fading to white color assortment.
Yeah, the time has passed. We've been sitting up here with the near corpse of Malik?
Maroc.
Marak.
Malik. Last time I said it Mirage the entire time.
Yeah.
The fake net later told us that was the incorrect way to pronounce this.
Maroc.
It is Maroc.
Barack Obama.
Marak.
That's right.
Barack Hussein Obama.
One of his many brothers.
Okay.
Rafa is propped up against the spire and she appears to be holding the hand of the downed, possibly dead Maroc.
Marak.
Ramza stands 10 paces away, staring at the siblings. We are still on this damn roof, and we've killed everybody in the building now, right? Where they've been in fights and also killed each other. Like we're the final fuckers still standing up.
With the exception of the Marquis Elmdor and his assassins, they got
out
loose.
of here, yeah. Rafa speaks to her brother. Look, Maroc, a new dawn has risen. Can you see it? So often we sat together talking, waiting for the coming of the first light. We talk of the journeys we wanted to make together, wouldn't we? Chris, you ever see a sunrise?
I've seen a sunrise.
Wow. I don't know that I have.
You've never seen a sunrise?
I mean, I've been out running while the sun rises, but I've never been like positioned, seated, watching the sunrise.
I've also had a, let's call it a
Unfortunate night.
Sunrise splash damage,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
absorption. I've been around as the sun is coming up. Yes.
Like driving to work doesn't count for a sunrise.
Okay, then maybe not. I don't know.
You have to make time for it. This has to be your destination, not your sideshow.
Oh, okay.
In any case, how when that war ended, we would go back and visit our old village. You remember Maroc? Don't you? Don't you? Tell me you do. Tell me you'd still go. And this is like when there's a body and you're trying to talk to it. It gets you thinking if you talk to it, it's still going to live because it's the body of your friend.
Yeah. Keep shaking my face and I might live.
That's right. Talk to my body if I'm dead, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Rafa lowers her head and shakes it back and forth, fast-tracking past the denial stage and plowing straight into acceptance. Ramza turns around and stares up at the sky. He makes it all about himself, saying, "Wait for me, Alma." But then something starts blinging. Ramza turns around and Rafa stands. The bling is blinging near her vicinity, and she wonders what it could be. She reaches into her chest pocket and produces the red auracite.
Did she always have this?
I don't know that we knew that.
Okay.
It's entirely possible.
This is where she gets her powers from.
That's a good question. I don't think so, because Maroc has powers too.
We thought that we discussed this previously, and we thought that it might be genetics.
Yeah, I just think they were #blessed.
Yes, or something in the water. Yeah, go ahead.
Auracite, the word Google documents will not correct when I spell it incorrectly. Fuck.
Okay.
Ramza somehow becomes an expert of myths and legends. The auracite cries with her. It resonates with the grief in her heart. Wiegraf's heart was full of sorrow as well, and despair. And those feelings summoned forth. So, Zodiac stones, good actually. God or demon, pick your path. This tactics have a proto-morality system.
Duality, Eric. Terranigma.com, theme, duality. Yes,
it's all about what's in your heart.
So I guess maybe the
is that stupid?
What?
It's all about what's in your heart that determines whether the auracite reacts positively or negatively.
If you are indeed a pervert, you will turn to pervert.
Yeah, if you're obligated to perversion, or if you can resurrect your dead brother who died trying to doing a noble act. Right.
I mean, I think that's been seen in many a story.
Yeah,
but
personal sacrifice.
I don't think it's bad though. I think that makes this a little bit more, the whole concept of the auracites and the stones and everything, a little bit more interesting, because then we can imagine the 12 Zodiac Braves not necessarily being perverts.
Oh, yeah.
Of being
point. Capable of perversion, but not necessarily perverted themselves.
Yeah, like Dark Souls NPCs with cool heavenly armor.
Well, I always kill them and take that.
You're the Zodiac Brave now.
Now Rafa starts talking to it, asking the stone, "You grieve for him as well? Thank you." Oh fuck, oh shit. Ramza reaches an arm out of caution, telling Rafa, "No, Rafa, you must not listen to that voice," because Ramza's like, I've seen what happens to the perverts.
Yeah.
And now she's about to pervert into something else.
Yes.
Goddamn fuck, I think she listened because it blings red and surrounds Rafa with red Tekken energy. You know, when you fight in Tekken and the chi energy comes off.
Yeah.
Shit. Excellent. A ruby column of light then falls from heaven with several red spheres of light spiraling their way into Maroc's body. As the player, I'm convinced he's going to pervert. This battle's just going to get even fucking worse.
We thought that we were going to be fighting the second pervert before what's-his-face got thrown off the building, Barrington. And now we are also wondering if there is going to be yet another impending pervert. But no.
Riovanes Castle full of perverts.
Yes.
Ramza can't believe this shit. Do my eyes deceive me? Rafa backs away just as Maroc is given a dialogue box, which he uses to moan. But then Rafa moves closer, and she says her brother's name. While lying face down, Maroc raises his head and asks an important question. "Rafa, where are we? Why am I here?" Rafa hugs her brother, telling him, "Oh, Maroc, thank the gods, you're alive." My dude chuckles at her embrace and asks if she intends to suffocate him. Pan up, fade out. Chris, I love it. I thought I was going to break bad, that Rafa was giving into the stone that would make Rafa and Maroc into grotesque monsters. But instead, it's left ambiguous. We don't know what's going to happen or if anything will happen.
Instead, we get narration.
Wait, shit, the scene's not over. Throw all my comments about the beauty of ambiguity out the window.
Yeah.
Ramza walks back into that body-filled conference room, the one where Isilud bought it.
Yeah.
While he surveys the scene, text from Maroc unfurls across the screen. A voice called me in that land of pure white light. Though whose it was, I cannot say. Return, it said to me. Return to the side of the valiant, the one whose heart beats true.
The Valiant, Eric. Mm-hmm. The side of the Valiant, the chapter name. We've had a drop.
Is this our first heaven citation? That everyone doesn't go to hell automatically. Maroc did because he sacrificed himself.
I think maybe it is our first. Yeah, we don't really know.
Confirmed?
Yeah, we don't really understand or know too much about the theology of this religion, but I would assume that it's pretty close to Christianity.
I think one of the localizers said that, right?
I don't know. Not sure. You want to ask the fake net?
Sure.
Initializing fake net.
Tom Slattery, who localized War of the Lions, explained that the Church of Glabardos was modeled around Christianity, and yet characters pray to a multiple god system. It seems that, like America, IV Alice is a land of contrasts.
Back in the room, the purple sphere of auracite blinks from where it was left on the floor. Ramza moves over to it and uses a startling amount of animation to pick it up and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it's a Zodiac stone, but he doesn't know why it's here. Ramza looks around, and now it's his text that appears on the screen. I thought auracite a product not of godly fashion. Kind of like my clothes, Chris.
I didn't think that the god made holy stones, but more evil.
I had...
Well...
It drives me nuts that people prefer the original.
I know.
But an issue of Hands Far Fowler, a gateway of sorts for Luca V into the world. And now we're back to Marok's text. I know not by whose hands it came to be, but I do not think its evil inherent. I believe it is the wielder who gives it its power shape.
Power shape.
Power shape.
Chris, could Marok only come back because he stopped being bad right before he died and also sacrificed himself? Was that his power shape?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dragon Ball rules, and that's how Vegeta didn't go to hell the last time, the second time he died.
I think Christianity is the thing about that too. Like if I've lived a pretty bad life, but then I take a bullet for you, shit, dude, I'm in. Right?
Yeah,
if I can get last rites before I totally check out.
I think so. I've recently been playing Pentiment, and
oh yeah, there's a good one.
There's a scene where some people are going to confession. Do you remember that, or did you do that? You don't
if
necessarily.
You keep talking, I could.
Yes. Well, you may not. You can miss this because you have a lot of stuff time to do it. You have a limited amount of time to do stuff. There's a thing where a guy confesses to some shit, and he's like, "Father, am I going to hell?" Yeah. And he was like, "I cannot tell you that, my son."
Fuck yeah, dude.
So that's my answer to that. I cannot tell you that, my son.
It's a real ass priest right there.
Yes.
Back in real life, Ramza holds the stone up high. He looks at it and vows, "I shall save you, Alma, come what may." So that's our second "I'll save you, Alma" vow in like the last 3 minutes. We fade up and out, reaching what looks like either a matte painting or a crude CG render of Riovanes Castle. Eraslam gets on the mic. Frustrations with the stalemate growing, the Order of the Northern Sky recall its full force from the war's now expansive front. They marched on Fort Besselet with plans to turn the tide of war. Rafa the Sky Seer joins the party. Marach the Nether Seer joins the party.
Can I read Eraslam's thing?
I would love to hear that, Chris.
Tired of the standstill, the Hokotin tried to capture Bethla garrison by mobilizing the knights at the front.
That's not terrible.
Put the knights at the front, though. The way it says knights at the front reads kind of strange. One thing I don't think that we've pointed out yet, but I think in your game you have 24 slots. I only have 16 slots.
I haven't had to let a single person go throughout this game. I have had to fire a bunch of chocobos.
I have also had to fire some chocobos as well, and I think I also fired Karsh at this point in time because I'm never going to do anything.
Never going to use him again.
First thing of note, Malik has the Goku rod. We talked about the Goku rod previously.
Right, the rod of Goku.
Yeah, the rod of Goku.
Giant shaft.
Yes. I have some more information on their class names and stuff like that a little bit later, so we'll talk.
I will say they are the weirdest. This has been the weirdest diversion of this game so far. It's like, we got to get them? Can we just leave them here? I guess we could.
Yeah, I think this game is better because this whole Riovanes Castle Germanic scripture episode was also kind of wrapped up with the personal story of Malik and
perversion
and Raja.
Riovanes Castle Foyer. All right, we're back. Fuck, music, Heroes theme plays. Dead guys are still face down the floor. Ramza, Marok, and Rafa have gathered to talk it out.
Is this the first time we've talked amongst corpses?
I think so. Is this a campfire scene?
Is talking next to a rotting corpse a campfire scene?
Fake net?
Initializing fake net.
I have no data for this. Liquid Snake, what do you think?
Soldiers that have been forged in the fires of battle are used to catching naps whenever and wherever they can. After playing for a long time, you should get some rest too.
Marok states the obvious, I have not seen such slaughter. There are corpses at every turn. Rookie. Rafa points out an important fact. Turning to Ramza, she notes, but your sister was not among them, was she? It would suck if Ramza vowed to save her like twice and found her body here.
Mm-hmm.
I briefly thought she was talking, like telling Marok about herself, like, hey, your sister's not there. I'm still alive, but she's talking about Alma. Marok responds with fun facts. They had her in the castle, I'm sure of it. They must have taken her elsewhere during the fighting. 3 men from the Template, it's a good word, Template.
I like it.
3 men from the Template arrived not long after you. 3, and no more. Ramza lays out his own facts, employing the process of elimination. He says, 1 became a Lukavi. I killed him myself. Another Isilud was slain in the melee. The 3rd must have taken Alma.
Yes, that was Vormav, of course.
Marok introduces future elements of plot and direction. No doubt he means to bring her to Milan. Milan is the seat of the church's power, and they act in High Confessor Marcel's name. Where else would he go?
Mm-hmm.
Ramza wonders how deep the magic rock conspiracy goes and who deep in the clergy may or may not be aware of it. I wonder, I do not think their High Confessor knows the true power of the stones. Consider this, Wiegraf did not know their secret until he had struck his bargain with Belias. By the look of things, Isilud died fighting the Lucavi.
Yeah.
That's not good enough for Marak. He needs more information, and Ramza gives it to him. By inciting this war, the Church hopes to broaden its power. Clearly, this is the High Confessor's ambition, but he only wants the Zodiac stones for their symbolic power, to sway the minds of the people. So the Church wants the stones because they symbolize power, but they actually really do magic shit, and the guy in charge does not know about the magic shit. Chris, is this like if the blood of Christ was actually the blood of Christ? If it was truly transmuted for real?
Are you implying that the Pope does not believe that transmutation is occurring?
I think we've talked about this, and we just, based on nothing, estimated that only 15% of priests do.
Yeah, we have talked about this. I think you're right. There is a level of, let's call it a ratio of sacramental belief.
Kayfabe.
Yes, we talked about that before, actually. Yeah, you're right. And I think the same thing is happening, which I think actually makes this story better than maybe we thought it was going to be when the perverts were first starting being introduced.
To pervert, yeah.
We thought maybe there was just the Pope was a Satan and he was trying to make everybody else a Satan.
Yeah, but he's just really into religion and wants to enforce the goddamn rules.
Yes, he's really, yes, exactly. He is what they were afraid that John F. Kennedy would become.
Goddamn Catholic presidents, Chris.
Yes.
Like me, Marak starts to get it. Do you imply that someone is using the High Confessor's ambition to some other purpose? Ramza nods, and Rafa wonders who the third man, this final mystery guy, may be. Chris, do you remember the 1996 Hostile Takeover match? At Bash at the Beach?
1996 Hostile Takeover
It's where Kevin Nash and Scott Hall unveiled the third man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who was their third man?
Their third man was the Hulkster.
Yeah, it's Hulk Hogan in Hulkamania mode.
Yes.
It was the most incredible anime betrayal of all time, but it wasn't even an anime.
No, you're right.
Is their third man? I mean, it's Fulmarv. I guess we know that, right?
Well, they're about to suspect. Yes.
Well, in this reality, Marak can't say for sure, but he believes the third man to be Fulmarv. Ramza confirms Fulmarv is the key. Ramza also says he must travel to Zeltennia. Delita is there, and I must see him. I don't remember this, but Marak tells us Delita succeeded Baron Grimms in leading the Blackroom Knights. So Blackroom Knights completely off-screen fucking jobbers.
The Blackroom Knights?
Yeah.
I thought they were called the Rams or something.
Baron Grimms is leading the Blackroom... I thought Baron Grimms led the fucking Los Angeles Rams. What happened?
Yeah. Malik in mine says the one who replaced Baron Grimms as the leader of the Black Sheep Knights. They're talking about Delita.
The Blackroom Knights. Yeah, yes. But like... This entire Baron Grimm's Black Sheep Knights, we never seen a fucking Black Sheep Knight in this game, have we?
No.
We never saw Baron Grimm. It's just shit that happened off screen.
Yes, we heard about that.
It's
and
fucking
then
DLC side quest.
That is part of how Delita got to the stature that he's at now, was that he
took out a jobber.
He took out a jobber and became the jobber.
Okay. Ramza plainly states the current state of the state of the plot. The Church and the Knights Templar manipulate Delita from behind the scenes. With luck, he can shed some light on who this Lord Fulmarv is and what he wants. Screen fades, title card, chapter 4. What do you got? In the name of love.
Chapter 4, somebody to love. So who will be the somebody to love?
That's two separate songs. Like, In the Name of Love is the fucking U2 song about Martin Luther King Jr. Fucking Pride in the Name of Love.
Yeah, and somebody to love is...
we all need somebody to love.
Yeah, well, who's that? I can hear the song in my head. Fake net, who's that?
Initializing fake net.
It's either Queen or Jefferson Airplane. We just dropped in the clip from Queen. Here's the clip for Jefferson Airplane. Please don't demonetize this video.
Don't you need somebody to love?
Thank you. Please don't play copyrighted music.
Is that on purpose?
What?
They just two different songs we're referencing here?
I don't know. That's weird.
My favorite Martin Luther King Jr. pop song. All right. Zeltennia Castle. We're in chapter 4, the final chapter. Surely it's just we're going to wrap this shit up, get the fuck out of here, right?
No, I think this is probably the longest chapter.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got all the side quests in it, too.
Yeah.
Music. Thunder God Sid plays. We open in a meeting room, one that terminates in a staircase and a huge barred window that leads out to a blue sky.
Yeah.
A figure in a brown cloak is looking out of that window. Oren makes his way in, and he welcomes his lord home. My guy turns around, and this lord, it's Orlando. He seems weary. He says, yes, home. You are well? Oren walks forward, and Orlando walks down the stairs, standing parallel to him. I think Orlando did this to create a sense of friendly equity to Oren. They are both on the same side, Chris, and of equal measure. Am I reading too much into that?
That Orin and Orlando are of equal measure?
That Orlando wants to set that tone with Orin.
Oh.
Like, I am no greater than you. We are of the same stature.
I think that Orlando is that kind of guy.
That's what I think as well. That's why I think it'd be a deliberate choice. Orin asks for news of the war. Good guy Orlando gives it to Orin straight, and he gives it to him real. None good, as you know well enough. War is dirty enough affair when you know who your enemies are, but this, would my good name were our only casualty. His good name, did he do crimes, or did he associate with known freaks and shitheads?
Orlando?
Yeah.
I think that he is becoming well aware that all the people that he associates with are indeed freaks and shitheads, and
Yeah.
he didn't willingly associate with them. It's just that, like, you know, the people that he's working for suck.
Freak, shitheads, fuckfaces, perverts, dipshits.
Yeah, and they're the ones that, and he thinks that, I think he said as much, but like he believes that the war is being prolonged for nefarious reasons, and he can't do anything about it at this point in time, and he's going to be branded otherwise.
Orin chimes in with rumors and speculation. I should think Duke Goltana's name in greater peril. They say his other lords bannermen remain here only because you do. Modest man Orlando retorts, leave such foolish talk to fools. When a member of House Orlando pledges his lord fealty, he honors that oath, though it cost him his life. Orin apologizes for overspeaking, something I've never done in my real life. Orlando replies like any asshole wouldn't. Words are wind. Now this errand I sent you to, I would hear of it. Orin delivers his errand. The reports are true, my lord. The crystal discovered beneath Gog, the stone the late cardinal found in the ruins of Zeltennia, both auracite for true, by all accounts. The Knights Templar it too are passing busy, though the object of their labors, I cannot say.
Have we said that in the PlayStation version, the Knights Templar are called the Shrine Knights?
Yeah, sounds like something you've said before.
Yeah, okay. Just checking.
Orlando, the curious, probes for additional intel. Do our ears in Milan hear nothing?
He explicitly calls him a spy.
I was going to say,
yeah,
that's nice that he's got spies.
Got a spy in the church, basically. Is that Delita?
Church spy? Gotta be. Because this game wouldn't just reference shit we'll never talk about again, would it?
Yeah.
Orin resorts to talking like a character in George Rest and Relaxation Martin's Song of Ice and Fire novels. Here perhaps, but dead men tell no tales. If only we have some evidence of the High Confessor's plot, we might use it to compel a peace.
Compel a peace.
Compel a peace.
Chris, what information could compel a peace between your two warring sons?
The information that I am currently getting some ice cream.
For you or for them?
For them.
For them?
And that would stop them warring?
Yes.
Fighting?
Yes.
Everybody
I will
gets
get you ice cream if you stop fighting.
Now, is that a positive, conditioned reward to something of negative behavior? Isn't that a dangerous trap?
One thing that I did recently, I had 3 warring sons.
Yeah. What the fuck? How'd you do that? You got another one around here? Are you talking about the dog?
No, my nephew.
Oh, yeah, it's a son.
And I was watching them at the pool when we were on this vacation last week.
Yeah, a lot of injuries happen at pools.
And 2 of them made the other one mad.
Fuck yeah.
And
did your kids gang up on him?
No, it was
Shove
one of
that
my
nephew in
kids
the
that was
trap?
mad.
Damn, nephew team up. All right.
Yeah. And I said to the other 2, get out of the pool and come over here. And I said, I don't care what you did to make him mad. I don't care why he's mad.
Yeah.
You 3 resolve this now or just forget it happened and get back in the pool and have fun, or we're going back upstairs.
Damn, kids can do that? I found that hard to do as an adult.
And they did it.
Whoa.
Because they wanted to stay in the fucking pool.
Oh, I see. The pool.
So,
see, that's a good reward system.
So
stay in the fucking pool.
Yeah, they got to stay in the fucking pool. And so that worked. But there are times in which, like, you don't have time to really consider, like, what are the lessons that you're teaching here.
Yeah.
You just need them to stop warring.
Yeah, threaten violence.
So then I'm, hey, let's watch a movie and eat some popcorn.
Fuck yeah.
Or let's get some ice cream.
Golden Eye Slappers only battle.
Yeah,
let's go.
That's it.
Orlando returns to his gazing window, where he produces his own magic rock from his own cloak pocket.
Mm-hmm.
This shall not long remain hidden from their gaze, and then the storm will be upon us. Fade up, fade out. So my dude's just got an auracite in his pocket?
Yeah.
Is that where he gets his thunder god power, or is he just badass anyway?
I think maybe both.
Yeah. He's a pure heart.
Pure heart, yeah.
World map.
World map.
World map.
All right, let's head right through the Yugwood into the walled city of Yardrow.
Let's not go there yet, Eric. We've got to do some battling and leveling up and stuff.
That's good.
So we've got to do a couple things. First, we have to note that Ramza has a new sprite.
Yes, the assless chap sprite.
Yeah, his armor is a little bit more bluish now, or purplish maybe, or it's purplish before. It's a little more bluish now. I went into my menu and I looked at Rafa and Malik and noticed they both have unique abilities called Truth, aka Sky Mantra, and Untruth, aka Nether Mantra.
Sky Mantra, huh? All right.
Yeah, the Sky Mantra and Nether Mantra is what they call in mine.
It's in Kid Icarus Uprising.
In yours, in mine, it's called Truth and Untruth, which is funny. It would have been even funnier if it was truth and falseness or something like that. But In my game, Rafa is a Heaven Knight. In your game, she is a Sky Seer.
Way cooler again for my game.
Yeah.
Like Heaven Knight, I feel like you've seen this before. You ever seen a Sky Seer in your life?
Never seen that shit,
Me neither.
ever.
It's brand new.
And then for Malik, it's Hell Knight or Nether Seer. And Nether Seer also sounds pretty cool. Also, I went to the bar and looked into some rumors.
Some tavern stuff,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Let's check out on
What's
these rumors. Future of the War number 2. Suffering through the long stalemate, Larg's army began to mobilize over 80% of the knights in the front line were Hokoten when the march on Beltha began. Beltha was a strategic location for the invasion of Zeltennia. Occupying this area would mean an abundant food supply. This would either make or break the war effort for either side.
I'm glad that we're getting some shit about food supplies in there. Just logistics.
So we're on the cusp of the end of the war here. This last battle, according to these rumors and some things that we heard before, are indeed decisive, you might say. Second rumor. Monster in Riovanes Castle.
Fuck.
There was an incident of an attack by an unidentified monster at Lionel Castle. But now it has occurred again at Riovanes Castle, home of Duke Barrington. Victims of the incidents are said to number over 500. The image of people's crushed heads are etched into the minds of those who saw it. So there you go.
I don't think I'd forget a crushed head.
I wouldn't either. It would be etched into your mind.
You ever seen a violent death?
In real life?
Yeah.
No, I've been near a violent death.
Yeah.
There was a fight once at an apartment complex. I may have told the story
Jesus,
before.
a fight that resulted in a death?
This is not surprising. I was at the University of Kentucky,
Of
and
course,
somebody
right.
said something racist to somebody.
Huh.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, a lot of people that come from small towns and small communities say racist things to people that are not white.
What do you mean there's
Wow.
no black people in this town?
Yeah, and he was specifically used some sort of slur against like a mixed race person. I can't remember exactly what it was.
You can imagine one. Let's
And
not say it.
one of the guy's friends like stood up for him. There was a fight,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know which one died or whatever, but he headbutted him and perfectly and knocked him out, and he fell and hit his head on the pavement and died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fucking head pavement hits.
So
That's a killer.
I was working in the second shift, and I came home like 11. There was like police tape everywhere.
Awesome.
And the cops came and knocked on our door
Yeah.
and
Did y'all see any of this shit?
and asked us if we saw anything. We're like, no, we were both working.
Not cop, I was at work.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was near a grisly death. I think they were looking for the guy, and the guy eventually turned himself in. I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, that's good for your headbutting. I'll remember that from... God, that just fucked me. I was going to say, yeah, I saw a guy have a bad motorcycle time on the freeway one time.
Oh, yeah.
But, he was wearing stuff.
Let's do some more battle notes
Yeah.
here.
Sorry about talking about death.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
So I went and just did some random battles in different places to work on my job.
Work on
stats.
yourself.
Work on my-
Self-improvement.
Yes. Along the way, I used Selfie, my orator, or mediator, I guess, in my game, to invite a dragon on my team. So I have a dragon on my team, just a green dragon on there. He's cool. Also, I fought a Marlborough. It was called Morbol in my game. Morbol, not Marble or Marlboro. Morbol. Also, I fought
Name your next dog that.
a goblin, which its species was not black goblin or anything like that. It was called a gobbledygook.
Okay. That's a word for an indecipherable English text assembled together.
And his name was Adonis.
All right.
I fought
Good.
him.
That's perfect. Was he
So-
wearing his little beanie and boxing gloves?
Yes, of
Good.
course. Also, Sally casted region and said, share lives with all things in nature.
Share limes?
Lives.
Oh, okay.
Share lives with all things in nature. Region. Also, I learned that the talk skill, the mediation skill, what is it called? Speech therapy? Speechcraft?
Mediator?
Speechcraft.
Speechcraft.
It's called speechcraft in your
Yep.
game. If you use preach or praise, you will give a faith or a brave boost to the recipient of those.
Temporary or
Techniques.
forever?
It's +4 temporarily, +1 permanently.
I love it.
So I started doing that and getting Ramza's brave up to like 89.
I forgot what that's called. I've also been doing that.
Yeah. Also, there was a samurai that was just hanging out with the monsters, and I invited him to my team and took his gear off and kicked him out.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I
Yeah.
think that's morally reprehensible, but functionally it's fine.
I decided I was going to start leveling up Agrius, and she was fighting out there, and she said, "The doom of a planet. Crush punch."
That is the doom of a planet. If you look up in the dictionary,
Yeah.
what other kind of cataclysm, crush punch is
Yeah.
like top 5.
Yeah, so that was cool. Also, I learned about a very, very interesting mechanic. We've talked about the brave and the faith and how they're implemented into the game. Like, if you get too much faith, you will run away and become a monk or a nun or something, right?
Yeah, shit happens.
But what happens, Eric, if you lose all faith?
I did this. I learned this recently because there's a robot we get later who you can, like, magic doesn't work on him because he doesn't believe in shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent.
The status effect is called
Atheist.
also known as innocent. Innocent sounds like is what it would be called in the PlayStation version.
Someone who doesn't believe in a religious morality system is indeed innocent, Chris.
Yes, this comes from the wiki. Atheist, also known as innocent, is a status effect in Final Fantasy Tactics. A character affected by atheist loses all faith in the gods and magic. Their faith will fall to 0, making magic attacks used by that character ineffective. Additionally, all magic cast on this character will have no effect at all. Nether Mantra also will not work on the character, rendering 0 damage. Atheist lasts for 32 ticks.
That sounds relatively underdeveloped, but I think more JRPGs should enforce faith and belief into the magic system.
Yeah, I think that's incredible.
As a viable mechanic, it's wonderful.
I think it's really good.
It sounds real hard to fucking set up, but...
Yeah. I don't really know how you can affect people by... here it is. Atheist is granted by using the Mystic's Disbelief, the Templar's Doubt, and by the weapon Goku Pole. Note that Atheist is only a temporary status effect. By using the Orator's Speechcraft ability Enlighten to lower the target's faith, this will have a permanent effect.
Dude.
Yeah, atheism is only temporary.
Yeah, I like how people can just be compelled back into belief after they finish hearing your pitch about how there is no God.
Yeah.
Like they'll just slowly start erring toward God again.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if a game did something like this in...
You must ungod everybody in the premises to fully win. Godzilla bombed the Southern 8th Baptist Convention.
Yes, thank you.
I'd like to tell you that I bought a panther skin bag for 52,000 gil to see what it did.
Oh, a pea bag.
Yeah, and then I reset my game because I couldn't figure out what the fuck it did. Like I put it on, I don't know, Agriate. I put it on somebody and it didn't do anything.
It's a female only weapon. I don't know what to do either.
Okay.
They're really expensive.
So I thought, it's expensive. It's going to be fucking awesome, right? Let's spend all my pennies on this. No, stupid. Also, I bought Ramza a Gaia Gear shirt.
Gaia Gear. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Hell yeah, give me those Hermes shoes too. Everybody gets Hermes shoes.
Oh, what did that do?
It's fast.
Sprint shoes?
Hermes shoes.
Sprint shoes. I love Hermes in the video game Hades too.
Yeah, he's cool. He was Paul Schaefer in Hercules, the Disney movie. What are we doing next?
Tell me where to go.
Dugeura Pass, music, run past through the plane plays.
Oh, you mean Dugeura Pass?
That's right, the same one. The crime dog Fred McGriff lives there.
Now, do you know where we heard this, the name of this pass before?
I don't.
In one of the rumors or like in one of the story sequences, this is where TG Sid broke through.
TurboGrafx Sid, yeah, right here.
Yeah, where he like won a major battle or
the
something
legend
like that.
persists.
Yes.
The legend will never die.
Yes. This battle is just a battle, right?
I think it's just a battle, but you have to do it. Like you have to do this battle. It's not a random battle.
Yes.
You are on a craggy piece of multi-leveled grass and rock, which is hardly a plane, and we're not running past or through it, so what the fuck, music? We've stumbled upon a troop of bad guys composed of Southern Sky Guardsmen and affiliated job classes such as Black Mage and Dragoon.
Yes, archers too.
The aforementioned night opens with flattering sincerity. Mm-hmm. So long as we draw breath, you will find no passage through these lands.
Oh, you mean as long as we're here, you cannot pass?
Yeah, and that's all the text I need to start killing people.
Battle start, defeat them.
Defeat all enemies. I do it. Rafa has Sky Mantra with her only attack being Heaven's Wrath, which I think is just magic stuff.
Yeah, it attacks a cell or a tile, and not necessarily you target a group of tiles and then it will randomly tick on different ones and it will do damage if there's an enemy there.
I just have it blings gold stuff over them and wipes out the archer.
That is what it does as well.
Gold blinging.
Gold blinging.
Gold blinging.
That's all. Kill people. Move on. New Metal Trio's got it.
These guys is hard. I had a hard time with this one, I think, because my levels, I guess, were not up to par here. I had a pretty tough time. But, I worked my way through it. Also,
forced your way.
Yeah. Since my notes are a little bit out of order here, I will point out that by this time, Ramza is a bard. We will talk about barding a little bit later.
Hear him singing his tales.
Yes. I had a fun time working with that. Also, Selfie's hard.
Yeah.
She's really hard. She's really doing a lot of damage and is really strong. Congratulations, this battle is complete. You got 3,000 gil and some diamond armor.
World map, we can select the free city of Bervenia.
Bervenia Free City.
It prompts me to make a party, and I take Korn, who's a ninja, Agrius, Marak, and Il Nino, also a ninja.
What's a free city, Eric?
A free city is one that does not respect the rule of the king or the church.
Okay, so it's like an autonomously governed city.
I just made that up, but I think so, yeah. It's like it's unincorporated into greater city taxes.
Okay, like Jeffersontown.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think Jeffersontown's
no,
a
we're
free
not.
city. No,
we're not at all. Sorry.
I don't actually live in the bounds, so it doesn't matter to me.
Get out of my city, Chris. I pay taxes differently than you.
Yes. There's a lady in a green cloak here looking kind of cool, hanging out with some summoners and some archers.
Commander in training plays.
Yeah.
What do you think, evening or morning?
I got evening.
Got beige with a silver gradient sky. That says evening to you.
I don't know. I didn't write down what the sky color of the sky was.
Well,
at that time, it looked,
A quintet of women stands on the rooftops of Brevenia. One of them, the only one in green, is identified as Knight Templar. This lady is very upset with Ramza's latest series of crimes. You slew my brother, and I will have satisfaction of you.
She doesn't give her name.
Not yet.
Oh, she gives her name right away. Go ahead.
Meliadul?
Meliadul.
Meliadul.
That's what I had too.
Yeah, good, great.
Yeah.
Actually, but we agreed on something, Chris.
Finally.
Ramza's response is very funny. Your brother, who are you?
Avenge your brother. What are you talking about?
Like, he's killed so many people, most of whom he's never spoken to. There have to be like 100 people who want to kill Ramza for this specific reason.
Yeah.
There should be a movie or whole game about somebody with this specific predicament, but it's not this one. Chris, she says, do not play games with me. I am Meliadul Tengyal. You killed my brother Isilud at Riovanes, and now you will die, not by any order of his holiness. I do this for Isilud. And I'm like, oh God, another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Jesus. Music, Apoplexy plays, starting at the 34-second mark, which took me forever to figure out. Holy shit, why do games do this? What madding decision for anyone making a podcast game about 25 years after it came. Okay.
Battle. Defeat Meliadul,
Yes,
right?
yeah, that's my objective.
Yeah.
Commence. We got Meliadul and a bunch of ladies in peach-colored outfits along what appears to be a thief. Some thieves are here.
She's got a ninja too.
Okay.
And I had a bit of a problem in this battle because I had demote the right word? I changed Lester from a ninja back to a thief because I want to get all of the steal abilities for something later.
Yeah.
So Lester's still a thief, and I'm like a little bit handicapped here because of my situation.
Yeah, Chris is differently abled.
Yes.
Agrius was kicking ass with Holy Blade, but Meliadul crushed her armor, and that sucks.
Yeah, her job class is a Divine Knight.
It's pretty good.
And her abilities are all about destroying...
breaking your stuff.
Breaking your shit, but they're ranged like Agrius's sword attacks. They're ranged like that, and they're not just... You don't have to go up right next to it. Those abilities are... Armor won't help the heart stay sharp. Shell bust stab.
Point at me.
Curses from all directions. Blastar punch. Demolish weapons with fury. Hell cry punch. And disaster cries out to smash all. Ice wolf bite.
Well, I used some nether mantra with Marak. I used Hell's Wrath. You got any thoughts about Hell's Wrath?
I don't know what Hell's Wrath could be.
It repeatedly zaps fuckers with gold magic blasts.
So you're actually using these fellas.
Yeah, I decided to start, instead of just rely on, safe and sound, at least try one battle that I can fail with new stuff to see what they do.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. The rest is just my routine of brutalizing everyone and hoping I get lucky.
At this point in time, I've got Cindy as a monk dancer and Ramza as a bard / chemist or something like that.
You shouldn't be able to be a monk and a dancer. Those seems like conflicting jobs.
They do, and that's why I love it. So I basically took Ramza and Cindy behind buildings and just sang and danced.
Okay.
Song and danced.
Yeah. You're just...
Sung and... Yeah. Anyway, and just doing status effects, slowing them down, speeding up my party. Because the difference between dancing is offensive and singing is defensive. So where I will cast status effects on people with dancing, the corresponding song with the bard would be to cast buffs on my team, like re-raise, protect, shell, all that kind of stuff. Buff Bagwell.
Whenever you say, I took a lady behind a building, which I'm still hung up on, nothing good follows that.
Well, in this case, it did. All we did was sing and dance and cause harm to our enemies and help to our allies. Usually when you are in a situation in a Final Fantasy Tactics game where you have to fall back and regroup, you should just go ahead and hit reset. Yeah. But I did it anyway. And along the way, I charmed a summoner on the way back with Lester, and then she began summoning upon them as they summoned upon her and allowed me to turn the tide of battle. Cindy also did a move, a new monk move that I haven't used yet. It's a monk move that attacks a straight line from the...
Pummel, I believe, in my game.
In my game, it's called Earth's Running Anger Through My Arms. Earth Slash.
Well, I don't think it has much to do with Earth, Chris. I'm pretty sure it's just a monk ability, but,
Yeah.
Believe whenever you want.
Meliadul.
It's dual, don't call her ghoul.
Meliadul also must have an accessory where she regens, because she just regens as she's walking around.
Sucks for you, bud. Ramza has some facts and logic, Chris. You say Isilud was your brother, but I'm not your brother's killer. Do you not know what happened at Riovanes? The murder done there was not done by the hand of any man. An abomination, Alukavi, killed your brother.
I didn't kill your brother, Satan did.
That's right. People believe that all the time.
Yeah.
Meliadul quite literally cannot believe that shit. Alukavi. So the Lukavi again walk among us, killing for their own delight. Ha, a splendid take, but a lie less fanciful might be better persuade.
Yeah.
Chris, have you ever killed anything for your own delight? This includes bugs.
I'm sure I killed bugs for my own delight as a child.
Take apart some lightning bugs. You pour some salt on slugs.
I never got
Pick
that.
up a lobster and just rip his hands off.
No, did you?
No, I did salt some slugs.
Okay.
I did do that at my grandma's house multiple times.
I once witnessed my dad throw a firecracker at a snake.
Fuck, did that do anything?
It ran away. He was just trying to
The
scare
snake
it.
cannot run, it slithers.
Yes.
Okay, so it slithered away.
Yes. Yes.
Do snakes have ears?
Fake net, do snakes have ears?
Initializing fake net.
Snakes don't have external ears, but they have holes with all the ear shit in there.
Yeah, like what if it like no-sold the firecracker? Like, I'm not, what are you talking about? Ramza once again delivers an impassioned and well-reasoned speech. And once again, it will fail to convince its target of anything. They keep the truth from you as they did your brother. You are puppets dancing on strings you can or will not see. The Zodiac stones are much more than holy crystals to be revered. They hold real power, the power to work wonders. A power in itself is neither good nor evil, but the purpose your masters would put to it is plain enough. Open your eyes, Meliadul. Let Fulmarv deceive you no longer. So in there he said, they hold real power, the power to work wonders. It's neither good nor evil, but the purpose your masters would use it for, basically.
Yes.
So that is more direct in confirmation that Zodiac stones good actually ?
They read the metadata of your heart.
Once again, this does not work, with Meliadul replying, do you think to convince me with this prattle? You are a fool indeed. My father would never deceive me so. Ramza is shocked to learn that Fulmarv is her father. You think our boy would have put that together earlier.
Yeah.
My dude really needs a chart of who's related to who, and so do I, goddamn.
Yep.
That's all I got before I knock her out.
On her next turn, Meliadul said, my brother really wanted to save this rotten kingdom. Our plans may be violent, but reform requires pain. Quotes, pain. If there's no pain, then there's no true reform.
I've been waiting for this pain.
A baby like you, who can't even deal with your own fate, can never change the world. Is that true?
I mean, in most cases, yeah, Ramza's too inexperienced to change the world, but it is his naivete that guides him through this name of love.
So, in general, can you not change the world if you can't deal with your own fate? Or do you have to deal with your own fate first?
Is your own fate to change the world?
No, just your own fate, period.
Can you change your fate in this scenario?
Yeah.
Then it's not fate.
I think she's using the term fate in terms of like your own stature, your own place in the world.
I don't know. You can beat the system from within if you try hard enough.
That's
I think
true.
You got to escape that system.
That's true. Ramza goes on. He says, I beg you, please trust me. I didn't kill your brother. I'm not the one you want to fight. Lukavi exists. Your father is no longer human. He's a devil possessed by Lukavi.
Yeah, that's kind of what I...
Yeah. Okay. Meliadul says, cut it out. Ramza says, how can you trust me?
After I knock her lights out, she gets back up and tells Ramza, you fight well. Small wonder Wheatgraph fell to you. Hear me, Ramza. When we next meet, your blood will soak the earth.
Wow. I was able to beat her by nuking her with a holy attack.
That's right.
And it did a lot of damage, but it was very hard to set up because this battle's pretty complicated.
God, can you imagine if you're down with the church and holy still does a lot of damage to you? It's
Yeah.
like, this should not be hurting me.
Yeah, but the more faith you have,
Yeah.
the more holy will hurt you.
And the greater you're of a pervert you are, the more it stings.
Yep.
Meliadul beams out of here, and her remaining soldiers also beam out like in Star Trek. Great, awesome. Another one. Seriously, it feels like padding. How many people are going to make it their life's mission to exact revenge upon Ramza? Sorry, Chris, press the button.
Congratulations! The battle is over, and the winner is you, the gamer. You got a Jade Armlet, a Remedy, and a Remedy. We are assembling a large conglomeration of minor antagonists.
And we just keep we've killed all of them, haven't we? I mean, like...
We haven't killed Zalmo.
Okay. Zalmor.
Zalmo, yeah, same thing.
Did we just beat him up, then he left?
Yeah, we beat him up and he left.
Yeah, we beat up the priest and he got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
And now we've got her. Yeah, Islud's dead. We didn't kill him, though. So, yeah, not too many guys. They do, like, for each kind of chapter in this game, assemble a small group of mini-bosses, and then you kind of slowly beat them up along the way.
Well, sure, but Meliadul, to me, was very analogous to Waygraf's sister, whose name I've forgotten.
Yeah, I forgot her name, too.
But it's like the same fucking shit, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very similar kind of... Maluda, yeah. It's a very similar kind of plot beat, though. We'll see if it takes any turns. Would you like to turn to the real net?
I turn to you.
Who turns to the real net?
Initializing real net.
Neat says, all I can see is the wobbling of the Gundam. Yeah, that Gundam wobbles.
Yeah, catching the corner of my eye, and I will demand for the next session these cannot be here.
Oh, they won't be here.
I cannot see them wobbling as I speak.
It's only that one
now, but
it's only that one because of the way that stand is set
yeah, blame the stand.
Yeah, just don't touch the table and it'll be fine. I guess I touch it with my mouse though. So Yeah, that's why they're here, because I'm dusting them off, but I ran out of fucking spray shit. You know what I'm talking
Duster
about?
spray.
Duster
Yeah.
spray.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got these, but not that one. Not those over there.
Chris is getting high in the basement off Duster again.
It happens. Razum believes that speaking amongst dead corpses are only campfires if the corpses are burning, which I think is fair.
Well, if the corpses are burning, then that's more of like a salting the battlefield type thing rather than...
Razum also asked a pretty good question. How many string pullers deep are we at this point in time?
Oh, Jesus.
I think we're like 3 levels.
Yeah.
Because you have Goltana and Log are kind of the same stature. Then you have the High Confessor, and then you have Vormarv, who are, is that his name? Fulmarv?
Fulmarv, right.
Who are kind of equivalent in this.
Well, with string pulling, you have to kind of expand the metaphor to where it's one of those puppets that has like 4 different points of articulation, but everybody's a puppet, but like the same hand, they're like multiple hands.
Yes.
They're on the
Yes.
same puppet sphere.
Yes. And of course, Delita is also pulling a lot of strings.
Yes, and his strings are being pulled as well.
Yes. It's very good. It's very well.
Strings are both coming and going out of assholes.
Very well written. It's not to the point to where you can really tell who's the one at the top. Eric Fernandez says, I love being an atheist. Magic, a real thing that really happens, doesn't impact you anymore.
Yeah.
It's great. Eric Fernandez says, check out the Holy Roman Empire for some good free cities.
Many dot the landscape.
Apparently, Dancer Monk was a thing in Final Fantasy XIV. Everything's a thing in Final Fantasy.
Is a thing, not was a thing?
In my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, Final Fantasy XIV doesn't exist anymore. It's good. It's over with. I know a new expansion just came out.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know.
It does. A new expansion.
Final Fantasy 14 seems like the Fortnite of Final Fantasy at this point. Like
it is, yeah.
Everybody's here.
Mm-hmm. Eric Fernandez says most snakes have ears.
Oh, yeah? Well, where are they? I don't see them.
Yeah. Pork says, regarding the Legend Will Never Die quote, I learned the other day that the voice actor for the narrator in Soul Edge is the same guy who played Barry in the PlayStation Resident Evil live action intro.
That's a great fucking pull. Wow.
It's really good. Really good. Thank you, Porks.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Blood. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
All right, Real Now, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you in the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode was a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on July 2nd, 2024. Thank you, Mark.
Shepard.
For the music.
You're welcome, piss. We're not letting that one go.
Good, thank you.
Whoa, he just called you piss again. Are you going to take that?
You know what, Mark? You can call me whatever the fuck you want.
Piss.
It's fine. Whatever. Thank you, WorldSim, for the podcast artwork. You can find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod, email us podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com, or go to Patreon at patreon.com/retroam and give us some dollars, and we will refund you. No, we will give you in return some episodes like Terranigma, or Parasite Eve, or
trivia that I wrote for Chris to answer,
or watch us go through our old memory cards. It's weird, and it's fun. Until next time, Eric.
Every day's great at your Juness.
What is that?
Have you forgotten Persona 4?
Yes.
Well.
And now you may go back to sleep.
Every day's great at your Juness.
In the Animal Crossing alike game in Infinite Wealth, when you like unlock buildings to build, you can build like a Jungle Boy. It's great.
Oh, good, Jungle Boy. That's my like. I've taken a selfie in front of Jungle Boy like every time for the last 15 years or something. And I don't. As far as I know, you've never been able to go into Jungle Boy. Like it's always just there blasting fucking sick music.
Razum says, speaking of trip, I should probably say the podcast before I answer questions. For some reason. So hey, I should go this year.
Good on your doctor for being open on the one work day between a holiday and a weekend. Good job. A lot of people just say fuck it.
That's a good point. Actually, they had the system where you can like press the button to go on the waiting list because my appointment was supposed to be next week, and then one opened up, and then
I saw that. Is it in my chart?
It's in my chart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, it's in my chart.
My chart.
I gotta mute my watch because it's distracting.
Mute. I thought you said meet. I was like, how does one meet a watch? There's a group conversation.
And by the way, sometimes you wonder if people are listening to the podcast and you can, or like engage with the podcast, and you never know. I mean, I can tell people are downloading the podcast, that lots of people are downloading the podcast and listening to it, but I never know like how engaged people are with like what's going to be next. And on a Patreon with like 450 patrons, we got like 250 comments.
Fuck yeah.
On the post that I solicited, where I solicited ideas from the list that we laid out on a previous episode of this podcast. So I am glad to do games that don't take 100 episodes to do. It does.
We'll get our Dragon Quest 7 in there sometimes.
It does help me, stay fresh. You know what I mean?
Consider this: we griff.
If you get criticism,
Snake, this sickness doth infect the very lifeblood of our enterprise. That's from Henry IV. Snake, you'd better take that cold medicine and start feeling better. The success of this mission may depend on it.
Playtime's over!